Eto na ang programang magiging gabay mo upang ikaw ay matuto.
DepEd 12
Radyo Eskwela! Makinig at matuto.
DepEd 12
Radyo Eskwela! Alternatibong programang handog ng DepEd Soxargen na kahit saan ka man ay matututo ka.
DepEd 12
Radyo Eskwela!
Naguguluhan, nalilito. Paano ba
Good day to our grade 10 students. This is your school on the air in grade 10 English. We're glad to be learning with you through radio. I am Mr. Danilo Coquilla Jr. from Buayan National High School. Make sure that you're in your most comfortable place and can clearly hear our broadcast. Have you eaten your meal? In order for you to learn and understand our lesson this day properly, it would be better if you have already eaten your meal. This time, I want you to bring out your handout. Again, let me remind you that our lesson for today is about composing texts which include multimodal elements, specifically identifying linguistic, visual, and spatial elements in composing a text, composing a multimodal text which include linguistic, visual, and spatial elements, and appreciating the importance of linguistic, visual, and spatial elements of communication through interpreting a multimodal text. Okay, everyone, please bring out your handout. Before we start our new lesson, it is necessary to connect our previous understanding and knowledge to our new concepts which we are about to discuss. Let us have a short review. Can you still remember what we had learned last time? Anyone? Very good. In the previous lesson, we have learned about the different modes of communication. In the previous lesson, you learned that language moods like listening, speaking, reading, writing, viewing, and representing are interrelated activities used in responding to and composing text for meaning making, and that a combination of these moods may involve responding to or composing print, visual, sound, action, and organization of objects in space or multimedia text. The different modes of communication are as follows: linguistic, visual, audio, gestural, and spatial. This time, please be ready to learn our new lesson. Are you ready? If you wanted to go to the toilet or drink water, do it now because a few moments from now, we are going to learn our new lesson. As what I have said a while ago, our lesson for today is about composing text which include multimodal elements. Specifically, identifying linguistic, visual, and spatial elements in composing a text. Composing a multimodal text which include linguistic, visual, and spatial elements. And appreciating the importance of linguistic, visual, and spatial elements of communication through interpreting a multimodal text. Please bring out your handout so you can follow me. I am your radio teacher, Mr. Danilo Coquilla Jr. from Buayan National High School. To all the grade 10 learners, this is our module number 7, lesson number 2. Later, we will have a short quiz again. If you will listen very carefully and attentively to the lesson, I am sure you can answer the questions well. So good luck, learners, and enjoy the lesson. Good day again, grade 10 students. I'm back. Our lesson today is about composing texts which include multimodal elements. Specifically, identifying linguistic, visual, and spatial elements in composing a text. Composing a multimodal text which include linguistic, visual, and spatial elements. And appreciating the importance of linguistic, visual, and spatial elements of communication through interpreting a multimodal text. Are you ready? Please get your notebook and ballpen because we are now going to start our lesson. Remember to maintain safety even at home. Always wash your hands with soap and water. So, let us now start. Language moods, listening, speaking, reading, writing, viewing, and representing are interrelated activities used in responding to and composing text for meaning making, and that a combination of these moods may involve responding to or composing print, visual, sound, action, and organization of objects in space or multimedia text. There are 5 modes of communication such as linguistic, visual, spatial, audio, and gestural. A combination of 2 or more of these moods in a text is called a multimodal. In this lesson, we will just focus on linguistic, visual, and spatial modes of communication. Let us discuss them one by one. This time, we will be learning the 3 out of 5 modes of communication: linguistic, visual, and spatial. Linguistic mood refers to the written or spoken words. Linguistic is probably the most widely used mood because it can be both read and heard on both paper and audio. This linguistic mood is the best way to express details and list, vocabulary, structure, grammar, and oral or written language. Visual mood refers to the images and characters that people see. This mood includes color, layout, style, size, and perspective, color vectors and viewpoint in still and moving images. Spatial mood is about the physical arrangement, organization, and proximity of the text. One example of this is often a brochure and how it is folded and organized. Proximity, direction, position of layout, and organization of objects in space. Did you get the 3 out of 5 modes of communication, students? Very good. Let's have a short activity before we continue with our lesson. You can now follow using your self-learning module. Please open it on page number 11. Listen very carefully as I read the statements. Write your answer in your answer sheet. Identify the mood of communication, linguistic, visual, and spatial, used in each item. Use your answer sheet for your answer. Number 1, a speech. Number 2, moving vehicle. Number 3, road signs. 4, storytelling. And number 5, layout of a brochure. Did you get it, students? I believe that you are ready to use linguistic, visual, and spatial modes of communication in making multimodal text. Okay, everyone, congratulations on answering our activity properly. I hope that you have understood our lesson today. We will do the recap later after some reminders. Good luck on your short quiz! And we are back once again in School on the Air in Grade 10 English. Earlier, I shared about composing texts, which include multimodal elements. Specifically, identifying linguistic, visual, and spatial elements in composing a text. Composing a multimodal text which include linguistic, visual, and spatial elements, and appreciating the importance of linguistic, visual, and spatial elements of communication through interpreting a multimodal text. Now, let us review what we have learned today. Are you ready, students? Okay, let us start. A text may be defined as multimodal when it combines two or more moods in various combinations within the same text, and where all moods are attended to as part of meaning making. There are 5 moods of communication, and we discussed 3 of those a while ago. Can you still remember what are those? Very good. Linguistic mood, visual mood, and spatial mood. I believed you have learned a lot from the very start of our lesson. It's a pleasure that you will perfectly remember all the significant points of our lesson. Now, please bring out your quiz form. Write your name, section, and date today. Please do not forget the lesson number for this quiz today. Module number 7, lesson number 2. Good, that's correct. Are you ready? Please set aside your notes and listen very carefully. Now that you have learned much from the start of this lesson, it's time for you to check what you have learned. This time, you will embark on a higher level of activity. Let us see how far you have gone in understanding the different moods of communication. Let us start. Make a brochure about precautionary measures to prevent the spread of virus using the 3 moods, such as linguistic, visual, and spatial. Prepare a short size bond paper, crayons, or any materials that you can use in making a brochure. Write your answer in your answer sheet. That ends our short quiz for today. Have you answered all the questions given? Make sure that you have written all the important details in your quiz form. If you have any questions or would like to clarify, please write them down as well. Include your greetings or request. You can also request a song you want to hear at our school on the air. Now, I want you to bring out and check your answers in the previous activity I have given you. These are the answers in your first activity. Are you ready to check your answers? Good, let's start. Number 1, linguistic. Number 2, visual. Number 3, spatial. Number 4, linguistic. And number 5, spatial. Did you get all the correct answers? Wow, that was great. Congratulations! The previous activities that we had yielded very nice results. You did a good job by giving the correct answers. This ends our discussion for today. Another lesson has been learned and understood. To further enhance your understanding of the lesson, please read your handout. You will be notified by your subject teacher through text message for more information and clarification. You can also send your activity to your teacher's email and send a message through Facebook. Make sure you stay tuned on the School on the Air. Till next time, it has been your teacher on air, Mr. Danilo Coquilla Jr. from Buayan National High School for School on the Air in Grade 10 English. Always remember to study well. I hope to be learning with you again on our next lesson. Goodbye!
Bagong araw na naman, bagong kaalaman, bagong matututunan sa paaralang panghimpapawid. Kami samahan, sabayan ng mga aralin, mga gawaing sigurado siguradong kagigiliwan. Oras na, alisto na, halina't makinig